Welcome into the Bucknuts Morning 5, Bucknutters. I am Dave Biddle, joined by Dan Rubin. And Dan, the coaching hire we've been waiting for, defensive coordinator at Ohio State, was finally filled yesterday by Chris Ash, formerly of Arkansas, was also at Wisconsin for 3 years under Brett Bielema, the final 2 as defensive coordinator. So Chris Ash has been a defensive coordinator the last 3 seasons. His final 2 years at Wisconsin, they were excellent. 13th in the country in total defense in 2012. In 2011, they were 15th in the country in total defense. Arkansas's defense last year, 76th in the country, but the talent wasn't really up to snuff in Fayetteville. Dan, we're going to talk more about this. I'll let you talk a little bit about this. I love this hire. Curious to get your thoughts about it.
I love it. I mean, anyone who listened to the show yesterday, this is pretty much what I was looking for, kind of the Tom Herman of the defense, someone who's young, already has a pedigree of calling plays, has some institutional knowledge of the Big Ten given the time he's been here. He spent a year on the staff at Ohio State with Herman, so, he'll fit right into the staff, so they know him really well. I think it's a good pickup. And like we were talking off the air, he's an aggressive guy. I don't mean by scheme, but everything we've read about him, he's a complete hard ass. And my guess is with the issues they had on defense, there was some level of an accountability issue. And with this guy in the mix, it doesn't seem like that will exist anymore. And I definitely think he's calling plays, by the way, Dave. I know that's the next question.
That's what I want to get into. I think people are wondering, is he going to be the one that's actually going to call the defense? Let me answer that. Yes. There is no conceivable way he's going to leave Arkansas as their defensive coordinator. He was not co-defensive coordinator. No one else in the staff even had co-defensive coordinator down there. He's not going to leave an SEC program. He's only been there 1 year to come to Ohio State to work under Luke Fickell. This is a young guy, 40 years old, as we've mentioned. Yeah. He's coming here to call the defense. And
there's no question about it. Like you said, Dave, a guy on the career track he is on. I mean, his arrow is pointed up in terms of a defensive coordinator. It almost looks like he's on track to eventually. He's one of those guys who's looking to be a head coach. Guys like that don't spend 1 year in the SEC and then bail. I don't care how much you're going to pay him. He's definitely got some power.
And I guess people could argue, well, maybe he just doesn't like Brett Bielema. I get that. Nobody likes Brett Bielema. No, but seriously, this guy's not going to.
I know that's funny. He left Wisconsin to be with him.
Right, exactly. I mean, we can make fun of.
I think he's coming to Ohio State because Ohio State defensive coordinator is a promotion over Arkansas.
There's no doubt about that. And that's another thing. Urban Meyer, I'm sure, sold this to him, and probably wasn't that hard of a sales job since he was at Wisconsin previously. But I really, really like this. And another thing I like about him, he coaches from the press box. I love that. Now, if you want to be a Pat Narduzzi and come down the fourth quarter on the field and get your guys fired up, that's maybe even better. But I like the guys that are up in that sterile environment and kind of see what's going on. It is, as everybody knows who has tried to cover a football game from the field, or if you've been a player, it is hard to see what's going on.
Oh, it's field level.
But from the press box, it is, now Ohio State's the press box, you better have some binoculars. You're close to the moon at that point. But that's another thing I like about this guy. He coaches from the press box. And I know some people are wondering, well, he's got a little bit of a bend but don't break scheme. I think we got to be careful with that. I've heard mixed things about that. He will mix in some stunts and some blitzes. He's not a blitz-happy guy. But the biggest thing about him is in-game adjustments. This guy makes good in-game adjustments. That's something I think was foreign to this defensive staff the last couple of years. I hear in-game adjustments and halftime adjustments, Dan, defensively. I think Mark D'Antonio. But anyway,
no doubt.
We got to get to what's on the boarding house for our subscribers today. If you're not a subscriber, now's a great time to sign up. Try our 7-day free trial. Get on Bucknuts, upper right-hand portion of your screen, 7-day free trial. But, Dan, plenty of good stuff for our subscribers on the site today.
No question. And my daily boarding house tease is as follows. We have a new source who's an NFL draft consultant for a few teams, and he ranks his top 10 players on the Buckeyes regardless of class in terms of the NFL opinion, which is really going to be some interesting stuff. And the other thing to look for is we are still gathering reactions from all the recruits on the new hires. I want to forget Larry Johnson getting added to the staff, as well as Chris Ash. Alex Gleitman is working on cobbling together a piece on that, so you definitely want to be hooked to the site soon. We should have that up in the next few hours or so.